Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Gail Gottlich, and I'm one of the Godly Place storytellers from All Saints Episcopal Church here in Corpus Christi. And you see Chance and Ellie, who are my companions today. I wonder who your companions are. I wanted to take a minute before you got started with the stories to address myself to the parents, grandparents, or family friends who might be participating in this Godly Play lesson with the children in their world. We are in strange and unknown territory. We're not getting to do things the way we usually do. We're not able to gather the way we usually gather. But we don't want to forget, in the midst of all that is uncommon, that which is common to us all, which is our connection to each other and to the divine. And we want to step deep into our tradition and into our hearts with practices that will help maintain and grow and strengthen those connections during this difficult time. So I'm hoping these stories will help you not only get through this time together as we shelter in place, but to do the hard work of preparing for the mystery of Easter, which is what we call this time of Lent. So enough of that, more of that with the story. I wanted to let you know a little bit about Godly Play if you're not familiar with it. Let's just say Godly Play is like Montessori Sunday School. We have a lesson. The lesson is presented in a way that allows for a lot of open wondering and questioning, which is not only invited but encouraged for sure. What's really important, just like if you're going to be reading with your child, is to find a comfortable place to sit that's quiet without outside distractions such as the TV or other people doing other activities in the same space. Try to find a place set aside and make it a special place for these stories. Get comfortable. This is a story for you to do together as a family. This is not something where I would like you to put on the video and then run and check your emails. This is something for you to engage in along with the children that are in your family and they're there with you, beside you. So it'll start with a gathering time where we ask you to get ready, which means to sit comfortably. I prefer the children to sit up, to sit on the floor, sit kind of cross-legged and comfortable so they can see what's going on. Put the screen up on something that they can see easily. We are including some resource material that will have pictures of the actual tiles that I'll be using in the story. That might be an easier way for you to print those off or show those to the children so they can really see the image a little more clearly. At a certain point of the story, I'm going to pause and ask some wondering questions, and that's a time for you to actually pause the video and wonder aloud with one another. The important thing, being the adult in the midst of these stories, is to allow the wonder to bubble up and rise up for the children. Don't be so quick to jump in with your own comments and your own wonderings, or to try and fill in the blank, so to speak, of the silence. If they have something to say, they have something to say. If they don't, they don't, and it's all fine. These particular stories do invite and ask questions that maybe you are the one to answer, such as stories around their birth, baptisms, and other significant events, where you could share the story of your journey with these children and create a bond not only between them and this story that comes out of our ancient tradition, but between the two of you, or however many are gathered, and learning more about each other. And so that's a beautiful thing too. So take time for wondering and then re-engage with the rest of the story. At the completion of each story, you're also invited to respond. Again, open, self-select activity. The response can be anything. This is the way the children work with the story, and as they're working on the story is working on them. It can be an artistic response. They could maybe, create something out of blocks or paper, or maybe they want to cook something or go outside and garden. It really doesn't matter, as long as they're not being destructive and disruptive, what they decide to do to respond to the story. And it's something you can do together. So please have some materials available to them, things that they enjoy doing, that they can have readily available. And once they're finished with that, give them some time for that. Then it's feast time. So just lay out a little snack. This is like, completing the cycle of the liturgy when we're in church, where we receive the word, and then we have the liturgy of the table. So the feast replicates that for the children, having a time to break bread with each other, even if that bread's a cookie and some juice. It's a time to be together and break bread and spend that time with maybe some celebration, appreciations, gratitudes, supplications. What's on their heart? What are they needing to pray about this week? It's a really sweet time for you to share with these children. So I hope you enjoy these stories. I know Chance and Ellie are going to enjoy the stories. And please feel free to reach out to me. My email and phone number will be on the resource material if you have any questions or wonderings of your own. So enjoy, and thank you so much for checking in and nurturing the children in your life during this difficult time.